The parsha, we have an admonition to judges that, and the Torah goes back and says this admonition a number of times, that the judges cannot take into consideration external facts to the case, i.e., they cannot consider if the person is rich or poor, a celebrity or non-celebrity. None of that matters in the court. And the judge, by the way, has to, if he knows the people coming before him, he can't, he, if, there's other judges around, he has to recuse himself. If not, then he has to really put blinders on. And the Torah stresses this over and over again. The reason, of course, is obvious. Justice has to be pure. You know, they have these phrases, they say, well, this is social justice. Anytime you put an adjective before justice, the one thing you're not getting is justice. You know, I mean, it's a very basic fact that, you know, there are a lot of poor people who never commit a crime. They don't steal. You know, they're able to live their life and still not be able to steal. There are a lot of rich people who also don't commit crimes, even though they feel wealthy, I'm a celebrity, this and that. They manage to live a nice, decent life. It was a famous saying in the Gemara, and I think in Pirkei Avot, where somebody comes before the Kisei Kavod, before the seat of judgment, after when they get in the, and they're asked, among other things, if you committed mitzvah. And he says, well, you know, I was very rich and I really had to work, business and this and that. He says, were you richer than, I think, I'm trying to remember his name, one of the Rabbanim who was extremely wealthy and managed to keep the Torah? If they're poor, they say, I was poor. I had to, you know, do things because I was poor. Were you poorer than Rebbe Akiva or Rebbe Hillel, who was so poor he had he couldn't afford to get into the Beit Midrash? You know, in other words, Hashem doesn't take these things, doesn't take these things into consideration. One of the great ways of describing a judge, one of the tests that could be, and you can always do this, is you ask a person, which do you consider worse? You get a note from your school that your kid was caught smoking, or you get a note from the school, your kid was caught cheating on a test. You know, and depending on the answer, tells you something about the person. A person who says, I don't want my kid smoking, but I don't care if they cheat, tells you something about him. Because while smoking might not be healthy, it might be a bad habit, it doesn't say anything about the morality of the student. Cheating, he gets used to cheating, it tells you something about him.
You don't die from cheating on a test.
Right, you don't die, but it leads to a worse situation.
Land of the free.
What? Exactly. Anyway, something to think about. Kaddish Rabbanim.